Good morning, dear students, and welcome to e-learning conducted by Netaji Subhash Mahavidyalaya, Holdibari, Coach Bihar. Dear student, today I am going to talk about a very important comedy which has been included in the syllabus of semester 4. The name of the comedy is The Pot of Gold, written by Plautus. This is a Latin comedy, and I am going to talk about the playwright Plautus. First of all, I will tell you about the writer Plautus. Plautus was a Roman poet, and he was born in 254 BC. So, not much is known about Titus, and his full name is Titus Macius Plautus, especially about his early life. It is believed that he was born in Cercina, a small town in Emilia Romagna in northern Italy, around 254 BC, as I have already told you. According to Maurice Marples, a critic, Plautus worked as a stage carpenter or a scene shifter in his early years. It is from this work, perhaps, that his love of the theatre originated. He grew a kind of passion for theatre or drama. His acting talent was eventually discovered, and he adopted the names Macius. Macius means a clownish stock character in popular farces, and Plautus, a term meaning either flat-footed or flat-eared, like the ears of a hound. Tradition holds that Plautus made enough money to go into nautical business. Nautical, that is naval business, but the venture somehow collapsed. He is then said to have worked as a manual laborer and to have studied Greek drama, particularly the new comedy of Menander, in his leisure time. His studies allowed him to produce his plays, which were released in between 205 and 184 BC. Plautus attained such a popularity that his name alone became a hallmark of theatrical success. Plautus's comedies are mostly taken from Greek models for a Roman audience and are often based directly on the works of Greek playwrights. He reworked the Greek text to give them a flavor that would appeal to the local people, the local Roman audiences. They are the earliest surviving intact work in Latin literature. Now, dear students, I will try to give you a brief overview about some of the important characters of the play The Pot of Gold. Pot of Gold is also known as the Aulularia. Remember the word Aulularia. Aulularia, this is the Latin term, and critics have translated it as the pot of gold. There are several characters, and out of these characters, very important characters I will discuss. First important character is Lar Familiaris. Lar Familiaris was the household deity or a household god in the family of Euclio. Lar Familiaris. Next important character is Euclio. Euclio is that person, rather I should say he is the central character. Euclio is that major person. The entire event of this drama pivots around him. Stephila is the servant in the house of Euclio. Eunomia is the mother of Lyconides and sister of Megadorus. And Megadorus is that aged bachelor person and at the same time rich person who wants to get married with daughter of Euclio. Now Phaedria is the character who is very important, and she is the most important among the female characters in this drama. Phaedria is the daughter of Euclio, and she is in love with Lyconides, but Megadorus wants to marry her. Then Lyconides is the son of Eunomia and is in love with Phaedria, but Lyconides cannot express the desire of his heart to the father of Phaedria. Now, dear students, these are the important characters, and there is another character, Strobylus. Strobylus is the servant of Lyconides. Now, dear students, I will try to give some important names having some important meaning, like Staphyla. The meaning of the word Staphyla is bunch of grapes. Staphyla, bunch of grapes. Staphyla was the servant, maid servant in the house of She was in the house of Euclid, and like so many of the old women of comedy, she is addicted to wine bibbing, and some lines in the comedy affirms this. Then the cooks, there are cooks who were sent by Magadorus to the house of Euclid. They are two very picturesquely named, Congrio and Anthrax. Congrio means eel, a kind of fish, and anthrax, a kind of coal. From this point of view of American slang, however, the most aptly named character is that of young man who has violated Euclid's daughter Lyconides. Lyconides means wolfling. Now, dear students, I shall talk about Pot of Gold as a comedy in a brief way. Pot of Gold. Pot of Gold in this comedy indicates two different things. First, pot of gold indicates the gold pot that was given by La Familiaris to the miser Euclid, being satisfied by the behavior of his daughter Phaedrium, and it was given by La Familiaris, the household god, to Euclid. The pot of gold also indicates Phaedrium, who is in the possession of her daughter. So it is a comedy. And here the greed has been castigated, or rather satirized. And this is a very influential play. You have perhaps heard, and it is very famous in English literature, about Ben Jonson, that is Benjamin Jonson, Jonson, not Samuel Johnson, Benjamin Jonson, Ben Jonson. Ben Jonson has written a very important, very famous play named Every Man in His Humor. That play is partly influenced by this particular play, Pot of Gold. Then Ben Jonson's another play, The Case is Altered, is also influenced by this play. Another play, The Miser, written by Shadwell and by Fielding, has been influenced by this play. Ben Jonson's another play, Volpone, is also influenced by this play. Volpone, the fox, also named as fox, Volpone the fox, is very eager for garnering money and wealth. And here also we can see Euclio too much fond of wealth, property, money. He is more interested in saving his money. He is giving more importance to money than to his daughter. Dear students, in this play we will see that Pot of Gold was a very important in the sense that it satirized the then socio-economic and political system customs of Roman society. From this play, we will know that dowry was going on in full swing at that time in Roman society. Without dowry, you could not get your daughter married off. Second one, there was a custom of keeping servants in the house. Third one, corruption was deep rooted in that society. Especially greed was much prevalent at that time. Dear students, in the next module that I will upload for you, I will talk about in brief the entire play, The Pot of Gold, and I will talk about Pot of Gold as a comedy. Till then, I hope you will remain hale and hearty, remain at home and enjoy reading. Thank you, good boys and girls.